is an episode about conspiracy theories. The narratives that question our beliefs. From the disappearance of Madeleine McCann to the Flat Earth hoax, they've fascinated us for centuries. They raise suspicions regarding the actions of the governments and the mysteries of the past. To some they are speculation, while to others they are unveiled realities. What attracts us to conspiracies? It is the desire to know the unknown, to expose the unknown. Joining me on this adventure is Owen to talk about the September 11th attacks, a missing child, and pigeons. Hi, Owen.
Hello. Hope everyone's doing well. How are you, Charlie?
I'm living dreams, mate. You?
Well, it could be better, you know.
Yeah, I feel
ripped out of the classroom to do this.
Like you're complaining. Right.
Someone's got to do it.
Absolutely. Right. So, as I said in the opening, we're going to be talking about Madeleine McCann,
Yep.
9/11, and pigeons.
Sounds brilliant. Can't wait.
We're going to love this. Right, so, do you know anything about Madeleine McCann?
Not really. Do you want to explain a bit?
So, essentially, I can't remember what the year was. Probably should have written that down.
2003, wasn't it?
It might have been that, actually, yeah.
I read something about it, but
Yeah.
I can't really remember too much.
They went on holiday to Portugal, and essentially her parents went out for dinner.
Yeah.
They left all the kids in the flat, which, like, irresponsible parents, none of them should have kids.
Shouldn't be doing that.
And Madeleine was gone. Essentially, they had some of the best, like, tracker dogs in the UK go over to Portugal, and they found Madeleine's DNA, so, like, blood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy theory that Madeleine was killed by her parents. They were Agadio, which means they were, like, suspects.
Yeah.
Her parents were suspects by the Portuguese police until the Portuguese police actually closed their case.
Okay.
That is the most popular theory, that her parents did kill her or hide her body or something like that.
So they never found her or anything then?
She's still missing to this day.
How old would she be now then? So, like, should be in a...
20 something, I'm pretty
should,
sure.
Should be pretty old. So...
There has been many people who have, like, said, "Oh, I'm Madeleine McCann."
Yeah,
No,
but
they're
I'm guessing they're just doing that for views
Yeah.
and clicks and everything.
There was actually I think it's a Polish woman. There's a Polish woman who said she was Madeleine McCann. There's also another woman who got arrested last week. No, got sentenced last week, I'm pretty sure, for stalking Madeleine McCann's family.
Oh.
Being like, "Oh, I'm Madeleine." She's not Madeleine. We all know she's not.
Yeah. I wonder what, like, pushes people to do that, though, to say they're someone they're not.
Money.
Money, do you think they'd, like, if they kind of look like Madeleine, they're like, you think that you could make the argument they're Madeleine?
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I am Madeleine," and then they expect, like, compensation or something?
Yeah, probably. And they're like, "Oh, I'm Madeleine, so,
Yeah.
give me some money and give me some publicity." But I don't think, I mean, we're not meant to be biased, but we probably are going to be.
Yeah.
She's definitely dead.
Probably.
There's no way, in any way, shape, or form, that she's still alive.
Exactly. She was a very young child, like, missing at the age of, like... She was very young. She was, like, was she 2 or 3?
3, I'm pretty sure.
So, and she couldn't really have gone anywhere herself, so someone had to have helped her. There's no way.
Yeah. Something that we'll touch on later.
Yeah.
But she, essentially, she went out of... She, like, opened the curtains, opened the back door, and went out.
Yeah.
And supposedly closed the curtains and closed the door and locked it behind her. What 3-year-old knows how to do that? It's very strange.
I don't think
it doesn't happen.
I don't think a 3-year-old, like, could move and get away that far.
Yeah.
In, like, the span of... How long were they gone for?
For about an hour and a half?
Yeah, I don't feel like a 3-year-old could go to the door, open the curtain, go through the door, close the door, lock it, close the curtain, everything like that. So,
Yeah.
like, nothing changed. It's like, how can a 3-year-old do that by themselves?
It just doesn't make sense, does it?
No, someone definitely had to have, like, helped her. Or, like,
just
taken her.
Kidnapped her, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing which is strange is that Madeleine's bed wasn't near the window that this person supposedly broke into. She was on the other side of the room. But there's a crib with a child in front of it, so why didn't he take that child? Why did they go for Madeleine specifically? It doesn't make any sense.
Was the child in the crib a boy or a girl? Because Madeleine was a girl.
I'm not sure.
Went for the... Who knows?
Maybe, yeah. So there's a reason why people were suspicious of her parents.
Yeah.
Because the day after Madeleine went missing, instead of, sitting in their hotel room having a panic attack like they would, they're seen out on a run, just very casually having a run around Portugal. But why would they go out for a run? I'm all for, if something goes wrong, try to take your mind off it. but they were seen, laughing, happy as Larry. It doesn't make any sense. Why would someone who's just lost their child,
Maybe they were in on it then. Maybe did take a part of kidnapping their own daughter.
Maybe, absolutely,
Like,
yeah.
Don't know what they really want to do with their own daughter though. Like, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Like,
There's this theory.
yeah.
Going around on TikTok, it was this like Gen Z person who said this.
Okay.
Madeleine was never real to begin with.
Well,
The reason they say this is because there are only two photos ever of Madeleine, those two.
yeah.
One in a red shirt and one in an Everton shirt. So why do... What do you think of this? Because I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't know. Like, how could you fake someone being real? Like, yes, they were young. They were 3 years old. But at the same time, how could you fake like a 3-year-old being like real? Because like people say they've seen her. Her family knows she was real. Probably, did she have brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Like they saw her. They probably say that she was real. So how do you like convince all your family to make this character up?
All the records as well. How do you, go into the government and just like forge a birth certificate? It doesn't make any sense.
Like even from that aspect, like you can't make someone up out of nowhere. Like,
No,
you
you
have
can't.
to have some sort of like they have to be real in some sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
because like the only thing I can think of maybe is that it wasn't their child, but they took someone else's child.
Maybe.
But
It's quite a good theory, actually. I haven't heard that, but, I quite like that.
yeah,
So, we touched on it earlier, the opening the back door and going out.
yeah.
Do you think that maybe she did do that and she was going to look for her parents?
The thing is, a 3-year-old opening a door, like a 3-year-old's very small. I don't think they could reach the door handle though.
No.
Like, you're 3 years old. How tall are you? Like, maybe 2 foot.
Yeah,
Max?
probably something like that. Probably just like up to like here on the chairs, maybe.
Yeah, like you're very, very small.
Very
so
small
like,
child, yeah.
I don't think you could reach up, grab the door handle, pull it down.
Yeah.
So
It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense. There is the idea that perhaps she went out of her house.
yeah,
And she went looking for her parents, and then did unfortunately get killed. There was roadworks happening outside their chalet.
yeah,
So the idea is that Madeleine went for a little walkie,
yeah,
fell down the hole, and then the next, she either died on impact
Mhm.
or got knocked unconscious. Then the next morning they came back and they filled in the hole.
yeah.
So that's the theory, that maybe her body is just under, in a bunch of cement at the minute.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, I think.
I think it's possible, but at the same time, it's only possible if she actually made it outside the house by herself.
Yeah.
Because then, if she did go outside by herself, anyone could have done anything. Anyone could have taken her. Anyone could have come along and maybe if she was on the road, she could have hit her. Anything could have happened, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
It's it's anyone's guess what happened.
it's very just interesting. It's just one of those things that no one knows.
No.
Maybe a couple people know because they're in on it, but they'll never say anything because they
No.
know it's going to incriminate them.
They'll take it to the grave with them.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting, is that, just she could have never, she could just be under a road somewhere and just never be
Yeah.
found. And that's, I think the idea got floated by somebody, probably, I think it was in Scotland Yard,
Yeah.
and someone thought this. But they're not going to go dig up a road.
No,
'cause
they're not. They're not going to dig up a road for a body that might be there.
Yeah, it's a lot of money for maybe not any results, so it just doesn't make any
Mhm.
sense, does it? I think with Madeleine McCann, it's a very interesting case because children go missing every day.
Yeah.
There's always tons of children that go missing. But with her, normally there's a trace by now. Normally there's something that would come up.
Yeah, there's something because there's only a certain amount of time that you could look, and something like that because there's been nothing, right?
There's absolutely nothing.
Nothing. So surely if they kept looking for like, because it's been like 10 plus, 15 plus years,
15, nearing,
So-
well, probably 20 now actually.
almost 20 years, and you've had nothing. It's
Yeah,
like
it's-
surely at some point you would have had some sort of clue to what happened.
Yeah, it's very weird that there has been nothing so far.
Yeah.
Something which I forgot to touch on when we were talking about her parents was that her blood was found in the boot of their rental car,
Okay.
which makes people think, oh, why is there blood in the boot of this girl who had gone missing? So that's another reason why everyone thinks that her parents are in on it.
Yeah. I mean, if you see blood in like a boot or like in the like the back of a car or something, you're gonna think something bad has happened to them
Yeah.
or that person. That's like the DNA. It's very like weird because why would your like I can't really understand. I don't really know why parents would mistreat their own child.
I
That
don't.
doesn't sit right with me.
No.
But people do it.
Absolutely,
But, like,
yeah.
I don't really see why you would do that to your own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't really understand that. But if our parents are in on it, and they did, like, take part and like are helping hide it, it's like, what must be the reason? Like, why?
I think if her parents are in on it, then they're sick fucks. Yeah, if her parents are in on it, then they're absolutely horrendous people, and why would you love and care for this child for, you know, not only when the mum was pregnant, but also, you know, for the 2-3 years leading up to her disappearance? Why would you do that?
Exactly.
Just to be like, dead.
It's weird, isn't it?
Mm.
It's like, I don't know. Like, was there anything like weird found out about the parents? Were they in on anything weird or
So
any crime-related things?
there was a photo of Jerry, I think his name was, that's the dad.
Okay.
And he was in, supposedly he was in this thing called the Red Shoe Club. Been very high profile people in this club, including Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton.
Oh, brilliant.
So why would some random geezer from the UK be in it?
Exactly.
Unless he wasn't on the disappearance of his child. But like people have said, there has been no proof that he was actually a part of this club.
It's quite interesting.
It is, isn't it? It's it's very strange.
So, this is something we probably will never find out.
No,
ever.
It'll be something
until,
they'll take to their grave with them.
Yeah. Like maybe one day, like distant future, we'll find something out. Maybe she is at the bottom of that road, so when eventually they dig something up to do with it, they'll find her,
Yeah.
and then the mystery will be solved.
There is another theory that just Madeleine is still alive.
She could be.
There's two different ways this could be plausible. She's still alive. You know, her parents faked the death just so they could get a bit of cash.
Yeah.
You know, and change her name, and she never seen again.
Yeah, could be possible.
Another theory that she was taken by child traffickers, and they were the people that abducted her from their room. It's like what I've got written down here is that within 90 minutes of being taken from her room in Portugal, she could have been thrown in the back of a van or taken to the Spanish border or put on a boat and taken to the Lagos Marina in Morocco in an hour and a half.
Not good, is it?
She could be out the country before her parents even get back from having dinner. That's the thing.
I still don't know why they just left to have dinner by themselves.
Leaving the children, it doesn't make any sense, does
Like,
it?
it's just poor parenting.
It's horrific. I think they're sick people. And it wasn't just Jerry and Kate who did it, it was their whole friend group that did it.
Yeah,
I think
they must have all been on it.
They must have been, yeah. But there was a thing that like Madeleine was there's a thing that Madeleine was seen on the beach. And people say that, you know, that's where she got taken. You know, she got taken to the beach, thrown in the back of a boat, off she went into the sunset, never to be seen again. So essentially, there's a theory that she got taken to Morocco, because Morocco is on a trafficking route to some northwest country in Africa, which was the last country in the entire world to abolish slavery, and they abolished slavery in 1981. However, this country is believed to have still slaves there today.
Yeah.
And mainly they had child slaves.
Okay.
So Morocco is on the trafficking route, so they would like snatch kids in Morocco and other places, going back down to this African country. So people say that that's where Madeleine is, and then essentially after this whole idea came about, her parents went to Morocco and tried to like bargain with people for information, but unfortunately nothing came up.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very interesting case.
Yeah, it's strange. Like,
Yeah.
I think that is like one of the most likely ones, that she was like kidnapped, sent off on like a boat, or taken down to a border,
Yeah.
and carried off to like, I don't know, some trafficking place. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like very like, I feel like that is the most likely one though, and like her, I don't know, because I don't feel like her parents were on in it, but at the same time, like they kind of had to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't know, it's like, I definitely feel like her parents were in on it, and they took her to like they like sold her or something, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they done.
Yeah. I mean, we have no idea how much. I mean, I think we do have an idea, but I personally don't have an idea how much money was raised for the family after she went missing, for like funerals and stuff like that. So it's got to be a lot of money, thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Was probably was raised for this family who had a missing child. But yeah, that's all our theories on Madeleine McCann. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we move on to the next theory?
If you're her parents and you're in on it, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Alright, so the next theory we're talking about, 9/11.
Touchy one, isn't it?
Yeah, this thing is, we have to be very, very careful of what we say about 9/11, just because of the fact a lot of people died.
Yeah.
So we can't be like, yeah, you know, they just wanted to go to war with Iraq or Iran or Afghanistan. I can't remember which one it was. That's terrible.
But yeah, do you think 9/11 was set up though?
Yeah.
You think it was? What gives you that idea?
So, me and Dolly, we've had this discussion at length about if a fire could melt the steel frames of the building in the short time it was on fire for. So, one tower was on fire for only 102 minutes.
Okay.
Isn't very long.
No,
you know,
about an hour and a half.
Yeah, just over. So, like, there's theory, you know, that wouldn't have melted in that time. It could have done. But Tower 2 was only on fire for 56 minutes. That couldn't have melted in that time. The thing is that there's always this thing of jet fuel burns higher than actual fuel.
Yeah.
So that burns at a higher temperature. So it could always be the case they did, you know, it was just pure accident.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it wasn't an accident, it was obviously a terrorist attack. I think it's very interesting that people say it's not a thing. But also, if you watch videos back of the incident, like when the towers collapse, you can hear explosions go off very faintly. It depends whereabouts the footage is being taken from. If it's like near ground zero, you can hear explosions going off, and then the towers come crashing down. So people say, oh, they just demolished it. And also traces of thermite were found in the remains.
Why is thermite there?
It's an explosive, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting idea. Obviously, with 9/11, it wasn't just the towers that was intact. There was also the Pentagon.
Yeah.
There was a plane heading for the White House. And also, actually, yeah, and then there's one more plane, which we don't know where it was going. But it crashed into a field. Essentially, the passengers did a riot, took over the plane, and decided to crash it.
Okay.
What do you know about the whole attack on the Pentagon?
I don't know too much about it, to be honest.
Okay. So, there's a theory that is a pilot would have to do an incredible manoeuvre to crash into the Pentagon.
Okay.
Do you know what the Pentagon is?
No, I don't actually. I just know people call it the Pentagon and stuff.
Yeah, so it's a pentagon-shaped building.
Okay.
Hence why it's called the Pentagon. And it's like the head of like the Secret Service and stuff like that. Which you think a building with that high, like tech, is of importance to have like, aircraft missiles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Defences. So if there was defences around the building, I'm not sure if there were defences, by the way, I'm pointing that out now.
Okay.
If there were defences, how come they didn't shoot this plane down before it actually crashed?
Very true. Like, if they did have defences, surely they would shoot it, but if they didn't, surely they'd evacuate.
Yeah.
So, I don't think... Did people see them, people leaving the building or anything?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say, not that I'm aware of. But yeah, it's a very like interesting thing. Because people say that, if it was an amateur pilot, they would no way in hell would they have been able to do that.
Yeah.
So that's why. So there's another theory, right, that leads into like the not being able to do it because they're an amateur pilot. People say that it wasn't a plane at all, and it was either a missile or an unmanned drone that crashed into the Pentagon.
I don't know about that one.
There's a reason why this theory is complete and utter bull.
Okay, go for it.
There's footage of a plane crashing into the Pentagon.
There you go.
So,
I wonder which one's real.
It's definitely not true, and if you think it's true, you're wrong.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. It might just be, AI footage.
True, like AI's come pretty far recently, so.
Yeah, it's only like this footage has been out for like 10 years now.
You can easily make sense.
Yeah, it's all models and like the paper like paper mache aeroplanes you used to get. But yeah, I think it's all just it's a load of rubbish, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no, drones aren't even that big, to be honest, are they?
You can get some big drones.
Can you?
Yeah.
I've seen like decently sized ones, but I haven't seen huge ones that look like planes.
Yes, there are some like military ones. Have you seen Interstellar?
I've seen a little bit of it, I think.
It's like near the start where they're following this drone through a cornfield.
Yeah.
That's like what some drones look like.
Okay.
And there have been drones are mainly used in like combat zones at the minute. So they used to drop missiles on enemy countries, stuff like that. To save, the risk of a pilot going in a very expensive jet and then crashing.
Yeah.
So they always send drones in just to make it easier.
Okay.
Pigeons.
My favourite.
What do we think of pigeons?
Are they drones?
I think not.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
No, I've never seen a baby pigeon. That's a good point.
I've never seen a baby pigeon. So where do they come from?
That's a very good point. I've seen a baby seagull.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm literally about to bring up point. I've seen seagulls of all sizes.
Every year around like spring sort of time, seagulls would always nest on the roof opposite my house. What do you think do you think pigeons are government drones?
I don't think they are, but I think they might sneak one or two in there now and again.
Yeah, just a couple.
But I don't think they really are though. People that say they are, I think they just had a bit too much to drink one night. I think people might have just seen maybe, I don't know, a pigeon and then it flies somewhere and then a drone or someone messing about with a helicopter or something just came past. And they're like, oh, it's a drone or something.
It's a load of crap, isn't it?
Where did it even start?
I don't know, actually.
'Cause it's been going on for years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's always been the funny thing that, government drones, just because people don't like pigeons. I don't like pigeons, I think they're ugly things.
I prefer pigeons and seagulls, though.
Yeah.
Seagulls are annoying little
things. So that's pigeons.
Interesting.
Where am I? Pigeons. So, this next bit is a quick fire segment.
Go for it.
We're going to essentially just go through a bunch of different things, just very quickly be like, do you believe this? Yes or no? Okay?
Alright. Sounds good.
So, Elvis didn't die.
Yes.
He did die.
He did die.
Okay, that's interesting. Because have you seen all these footage of old men in a garden there just as he's walking out, he does that? into the
Yeah.
camera, and then everyone's like, "It's Elvis! It's Elvis!"
I feel like so many people have done that though. That's just unbelievable at this point though.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Because like, you see one of those videos pop up like once a month now. and
Yeah.
It's like,
What's the point?
yeah, like at some point, if you're like, because they know they're not him.
Yeah.
At some point, you've got to realize like, you're just like, kind of just taking the mick out of a dead person.
Yeah.
Like it's just not very kind, is it?
Arguably one of the best dead people. No. One of the best people in his heyday,
True.
who is now
I
unfortunately
think
not here.
arguably Michael Jackson takes that spot. Best person ever. I mean, think about his music career though.
Okay, yeah.
Except from that bit. Think about his music career.
Yeah, if we look at the music, that was good. If we look at,
Because everyone knew Michael Jackson.
yeah,
Like you could have gone to like, I don't know, if you go to any country now, ask Michael Jackson, they'll know.
they'll know him. Been a theory that Michael Jackson is still alive. What do you think of that?
There's a chance he's alive. I don't
Yeah.
think he is, but I think there's a chance.
Because there was this guy who was seen at his funeral who he looked like he had some like burns or something on his face.
Yeah.
So he didn't look like Michael Jackson, but there were like some structural features that like you look like MJ back in like his prime before he had all like the plastic put into him, stuff like that.
Okay.
There's a theory that he's still alive. But yeah, so that's quite an interesting one.
Can only hope, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But did you hear about the tunnels and stuff? Apparently, like, there's a tunnel connecting to his house and his house. That's
We're
all
not going to
fake,
get
isn't
into
it?
today. The government behind the assassination of JFK.
I have one question, but why would they want him dead? What's the main reason?
This has my history knowledge. Pretty sure he was the president during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Okay.
So that could have been one of the reasons.
I don't think they were in on it because apparently they had like they had like the police and everything like go over to the building where like the sniper apparently was and everything.
Yeah.
And apparently he was like sitting up there like laying down in like an abandoned building, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
He sniped him.
Do you know who Woody Harrelson is? He's an actor.
I feel like I've heard his name.
So essentially, his dad was a prolific murderer,
Okay.
and his dad was adamant that he assassinated JFK. But that's never been proven to this day, and it won't now because he's dead. I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's an interesting thought.
So they never found who shot him.
No, they did, but his dad was adamant that he shot JFK, even though I'm pretty sure his dad was a bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
No, okay.
Do you believe the Earth is flat? And if you say
No.
yes, thank God for that. Correct
Like-
answer.
If you go straight in a straight line on a boat, you'll come back around, right? You just keep going. Like surely, if it was flat and you go straight, you'd fall off.
the edge.
But then people would make it like they'd say, "Oh, but then you do this." It's like, well, not.
No, that's not how it works. You just go,
Yeah, and then it's like, have you heard like the stupid people saying that when you're in a plane, the government uses the clouds to cover up so you can't see when you flip. Like, what are you talking about at that point?
absolute load of crap.
And then,
Okay.
like, how can you believe what you're saying is true? It's like,
can't.
and because the Earth like spins all the time, like it's obviously extremely slow.
Yeah.
But the Earth spins. Surely, if it was like a disc or like a flat Earth, surely it'd be like moving like stuff like that, and so
Yeah.
it'd be so obvious.
And it'd also
feel.
be clear that if the Earth was flat, we'd all be in day at the same time. We'd all be in night at the same time,
Exactly.
which
Like-
we're not.
Yeah, and then they'd probably make up some excuse. Oh, then it's like in sections. It's like
Bloody crap.
I don't know. Some people believe what they want to believe, don't they?
We faked the moon landing.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. Like we have all these, like we have pictures of people like of like the moon landing, and like they look in the visor, and there's like cameras.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like
And also, how did the flag wave if there was no wind in space?
exactly that's what I saw as well. And
Don't-
apparently, like the footsteps stay there forever. Apparently, when they went back to the moon or something, there was no footsteps.
Yeah.
So,
It's
It's a bit.
strange.
Is it real? Is it not real?
Yeah.
Because like we definitely have been to the moon now.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
But back then for the first moon landing, because like, who was the president? Yeah, it was Nixon.
Was it?
Yeah.
Cool, look at me go. Aren't I good?
He wanted to land on the moon. Like he wanted to be the first one on the moon, didn't he?
Because it was
He
a race with the Russians, I'm pretty sure. Either
It
Russians
was.
or
I
China.
think it was China.
Yeah.
I think he really wanted to get on the moon first.
Yeah.
I think it was China. I can't remember though. I think he really wanted to get on the moon first to like. I don't
It was
really know
Russia.
why.
It was during the Cold War.
Was it?
Yes, it was Russia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get why he wanted to get on the moon so bad. Like, what resource did it provide?
Literally nothing.
Exactly. So, like, what was it? Just a brag? We landed on the moon before
Probably,
you?
yeah.
But then, what does that do for, like? How does that help you and your country?
But it doesn't.
Exactly.
It's just a bragging right that people have.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're Americans and we landed on the moon before you. But like,
Good for you.
10 years now, who cares?
Yeah.
Everyone's been landed on the moon now.
Now it's just a race to Mars.
Exactly.
Or the sun, or wherever.
Do you think gonna make it?
I don't want to get into that little. 5G causes COVID-19. Load of love that. Nice, short, simple. Because there's a whole thing that during lockdown, 5G just started to roll out, didn't it? And everyone was like, causes COVID, you know, all the spikes that they put up. Because I mean, we've got one down by goals now, don't we?
We do.
Everyone was saying, oh, you know, the things we're putting up were all just, you know, just spread COVID. Absolute load.
People don't know what they're talking about.
No.
They see something online, like, yeah, that's true. I kind of believe that, and then they're just like,
reptiles run the U.S. government.
Hillary Clinton, for example, as well. Like, I know you said not to talk about.
We're gonna have to, aren't we?
Yeah, a little bit.
Final one, bit controversial, especially because we're British, and you know, British people love the royals.
Hit me with it.
Princess Diana was killed by the royal family.
To be honest, I don't really have a say in this.
I don't.
I'm not really sure.
I think Princess Diana was a lovely woman. God rest her soul.
Exactly. From what I heard about her and everything. Wish she was still around, but
yeah, I mean, I probably don't now, given
Yeah.
the way everything's gone with Harry and stuff like that. Probably won't be the best.
probably not.
No.
But she was from what everyone heard and said about her, she was quite good. She'd done a lot of good.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right. So I think we're done.
yeah.
Next episode, Ollie's going to be with me. We're going to be talking about a whole load of crap, and it's a very long episode, so bear with us next episode. Yeah. Cheers.
Have a good one, guys.